Today's the last day for planting pumpkins, especially in Texas. It's July 4th, and I am very excited to plant the enough mounds to put down 100 seeds. So really it's 99, and then we'll do something with that last seed, but there's 33 mounds. I need to dig the last 6 right after I shoot this little segment of the video, and then I'm gonna pour some Coco Coir, Coco Pith, coconut pith. It's really just the outside of the coconut that they turn into a block, and I put that in water overnight to let it get nice and soaked and saturated. But here's all the mounds that I made. They're about 3 by 3 ish, not being very particular, but nice and even land between them. My friend was nice enough to let me borrow his cultivator, and it's a little cultivator, a little walk behind, really pull behind, because it's better if you pull it as you're using it, not push it like a lawnmower, and that gets the land nice and tilled up. But it doesn't till too much. I've heard that too much tilling is bad for the living part of the soil, and I didn't want to dig up too much. I really just wanted to flatten out this area, because my wife said that this would be the area that she wants to be planting in. See the shade? This is really good for the summer planting. One of my inspirations for this channel, San Antonio Gardening, was just talking about how his plants wilt during the hotter parts of the summer heat here in Texas. He's up north San Antonio-ish, at least that's what he said, and I'm down here in the south. There's not much difference, really. He might be in a wetter part. I really don't know, but either way, here it's very dry. This is a pumpkin that's been planted. I'm pretty sure it's a Big Max pumpkin. And as soon as the flowers actually start coming, we are going to try our hardest for the first time ever to transplant all of this, any of this growth on these mounds. So that's cantaloupe, pretty sure. This is watermelon, maybe. But either way, all this. No, that's not watermelon. What the heck is that? Maybe that's more pumpkins. I don't know. This is definitely watermelon. But yeah, we're gonna try to get all of this over on the other side of the fence. You can see the fence there. We're gonna try to get it over there so that we can use, whatever sprinklers that we have. This guy, my one other sprinkler, and just have one pattern, maybe 2, of watering. Ooh, that's pretty. And it won't be as far away from the house, so my wife and I can more easily get to it, especially her, if she wants to help. That looks really pretty. This is, man, I don't even know what that is. Huh. We'll find out. It's pretty though. Just intermixed with these well-performing watermelons. I need to water these. Probably give them a good watering today as I water the rest of the 100 seeds that I'm about to plant. I don't want to keep doing this jerry rig situation. I want to get all of my stuff over here closer to this little tree line right here, at least for the summer planting, and the rest of it we might even go down further down the tree line. But this area is for sure going to be for livestock. We're going to start out with 4 goats and get all of this eaten down. This is plenty for them to eat. And then who knows after that, but they're gonna take care of this land. They're gonna eat, and then their poop is just gonna be the good stuff for the living part of the soil. Fun fact, I am in college right now for soil science. Just one of my classes is for that. So I can't wait to keep learning even more about all the technical stuff about soil science and apply it to everything I have going on here. It's very exciting. I get to learn so much and actually put it into practice, as opposed to just theoretical stuff that everybody complains about. You know, you learn stuff in college or school and you don't get to use it. Like I haven't really used trigonometry. I think people like the no-till, no-dig strategy because they don't have to dig. Here's the kind of soil that we're predominantly working with. Very, very sandy soil. When I'm digging, you know, you can see it blowing in the wind, kind of sand soil. So even if, honestly, if I didn't even make these mounds, the roots, you know, the infantile roots that aren't quite as established as, you know, something like adult roots that have really taken hold. Those little baby roots could probably have penetrated this regular sand anyway. Like here, let's go over here. Here's regular sand. Here you can just push right into it. That's that's without any cultivation whatsoever. So us doing this is more a matter of organization, honestly. Seeing exactly where we're planting and such. I bet that if we would just have thrown some seeds and kind of push them down into the soil and put some water on them, it definitely would have grown just like that. But this is going to be, I think, a little bit better. We're not blocking the way to the gate right there. I got to fix that gate. You can see it's all janky, but this is good. This is about the extent right here in front of me that those trees are able to put off some shade in the hottest part of the day here. It's just after 5 at the time of filming. So about 4-ish, this area starts getting some shade, and that's exactly when the hottest part of the day starts to really make anything that's planted around here wilt that's not in the shade. So the next step that we just completed was getting all the green matter out of the mounds, at least as much as we can, just going mound to mound real quick. But oh, I missed a whole 2 mounds. Look at that. It's a good example of the stuff that we got out. All the stuff that has roots and greenery all over it. Oh good. I'm actually kind of glad that I missed these 2 so I can show you. So that's one that hasn't been processed. And all these, a little bit more level, no greenery, especially no roots. Maybe try to get some of the sticker burrs out, those weed seeds. Same thing over there. You see most of the greenery is out of the mounds. Just throw them away from the mound. There's a good example of something that you want to get out of there too. Just anything that looks like roots and it's going to take away the nutrients from what you're growing in the mound. So now we've more or less leveled off each mound just to make it a little more manageable when you're putting the seeds in, a little more uniform all the way, every single mound, just a little bit more level, a little bit more manageable. And by doing that with the regular rake here, mulching rake, you also find, you know, what you didn't get the first time, as far as maybe some weeds. Like I found there was a whole little I don't know what kind of wire, but it was just it wasn't like an electrical wire or anything. It was just a wire that was sticking up out of the here, like this. So there's like a piece of glass and things that just pop up out of the ground like that. Another root. You just walk around and make sure there's nothing else like that. Next step is this bucket of Coco Coir, coconut husk, that I just put in some water last night, let it get nice and saturated overnight, and then we're gonna pour it in on top of these mounds to make a nice fertile top for the soil, the seeds to start in, and then we're gonna water the heck out of them, all this whole area afterward. But for now, just the pouring of the Coco Coir, and then we get to put the seeds in. What we did with the Coco Coir is just take 3 scoops and put in one on each, like a triangle pattern on each mound, and we're gonna put the seeds pretty much in that, mix it into the soil as we put the seed in. That'll be after this watering takes place. I'm just gonna leave this going for a while, get these mounds nice and saturated, and we go inside and eat. Oh, definitely get some water. It's not too hot right now, but the clouds are out helping me out. This water system is doing pretty well with the setup that we have as far as space-wise. It's also hitting these watermelons, so this is good positioning. I'm gonna put those eggs into the little lazy compost pile that we have. I'm probably gonna move that pile. It's over there. I'm gonna move that pile onto this side of the property, maybe somewhere like here. So it's over there. I'm probably gonna put it somewhere around here. It's there's another faucet, another water source right there, so nice and easy. I can get to that compost pile with both that one, and if that one's taken up, because right now that's the hose that's running, I can use that one. And for now, what we're gonna do is, I mean, this is great. So that's all set up. That's gonna be our pumpkin patch essentially. And then I'm gonna continue this line. You can see that I threw down the leftover Coco Coir mixture. Oh, I forgot to mention, I threw in some EM1 in there too, some microbial inoculant. That's another suggestion from San Antonio Gardening that I bought, and well, I mean, we'll see how it does. I don't think that I was supposed to do this, but I was kind of in a rush because I want to get in to go eat dinner. I just kind of threw the Coco Coir on this, try to get a little bit towards the roots. This is over here by the accidental cantaloupe. If you want to watch one of the earlier videos, you'll know that I threw out a cantaloupe, and those seeds just so happened to sprout and take wing here, leaf up. So I threw the rest of it in these mounds that aren't producing at all. I remember putting some seeds in these mounds, definitely some Big Max pumpkins, but nothing really came out. And if they did, it wilted right away. So they need some nutrition. I'll work that into the soil. I mean, that's not nearly enough, but it's something. So it has that EM1 microbial inoculant, trying to make some living soil. So far as I can tell, that's kind of the difference between, you know, the concept of dirt and soil, is that soil is like the living constitution, conglomeration, collection that feeds whatever plants, and not just plants, but all the small critters running around in the ground. These guys are doing okay though. These Big Max pumpkins, a little wilted because of the heat, but that's okay for now. I'm gonna keep this sprinkler. This sprinkler right here goes in a like an arch, goes like that around. So you can see I positioned it so it'll, you know, sorry if I just made you sick with the camera. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep going around, essentially keep making mounds just like that, and just continue it on wherever this sprinkler reaches. Those will probably be the smaller pumpkins. I have a spooky blend, and speaking of which, where did I just put my seed packet? I hope it's not getting wet right now. Interesting. Well, we'll see how that goes. Gotta find that. Actually, I think it is getting wet right now. I think it's right there by that, oh no. Oh well, I could use some moisture before we actually get into it. Anyway. So, not too bad. We're gonna keep it all on this side and just keep planting pumpkins until we can use them all for either selling in October for Halloween purposes, or we can use them for a lot of people who have goats and sheep, apparently eating pumpkin is one way to, not for the people, for the goats and sheep, to keep, I guess, manage, not necessarily prevent, because worms that get into lambs and sheep, excuse me, goats and sheep, it's just going to happen with, you know, ruminant animals. So I've heard, and I guess I'll find out once I get my own goats. But apparently pumpkin helps manage that. So I'll keep some pumpkins. I'll give some pumpkins out to the person who's given me some goats, and whoever else has some, that if I have some left over. But for now, I'm going in for dinner. The time has finally come. Dinner is done, and I have been soaking these seeds for about an hour. I've heard that you can soak them for, it says 2 hours is the minimum, and then 24 hours is the maximum. But I mean, I'm putting these 1 hour soaked seeds that were soaked in distilled water into land that I've been soaking with the sprinkler for the last hour as well, so should be good. Here's the seeds here. It's burpee jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. Got 100 of them, so I'm going to plant every one of them. You can see the sprinkler still going, and the ground looks nice and saturated. I mean, I'm going to keep that thing on until it's just before it's too dark for me to come out here and turn off the hose easily. So this stuff has been going for a while. So we have the 12 over there done, and I wanted to show y'all the method that we're doing for the direct sowing. So we have the seeds there, they're nice and saturated, and we have the Coco Coir just on top of these mounds. And all I'm doing is pressing. I'm gonna try to hold the camera still, so bear with me here. I'm just pressing in, creating a little bed, trying not to get eaten by mosquitoes while we're out here. Grab a seed, put it in there, and then on top, just put the rest of the Coco Coir on top like a blanket, about 1 inch to 1/2 inch deep. A little bit of the other dirt around, and boom, and that's it. Not too compact, so it doesn't have too much resistance trying to get out of the shell, but not too loose where it doesn't know that it's covered in soil. And that's it. Well, here I was thinking that I wouldn't have enough seeds. The packet said 100, and I made room for 99. And I thought that we'd have 1 seed left, but we have like 10 or so seeds left. So that's nice. Maybe we can go use that these 2 mounds over here that we talked about earlier, that I threw some of that extra Coco Coir down. I mean, there's more on these than there are on the ones that I just planted. I wasn't expecting to do that, so yeah, we'll throw some down in here, use up these 3 with the remaining seeds. That's kind of awesome. And now we are officially fully planted and done planting until these smaller pumpkins. That'll be probably the beginning of August. We'll start with the smaller pumpkins. But for now, for all of July, we're done. We're just gonna water deeply, irregularly. So I believe the standard is for the first week, do it at least every other day, and then after that, once a week very deeply. So that's what we're gonna do. Super excited about these pumpkins. Can't wait to have a big old pumpkin patch. So please like, subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. The more y'all view this stuff and help me, the more I can keep putting out this stuff, and you make me very happy by pressing like and subscribe. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.